Good evening. I'm the CEO of Genteuri, Randy Nagy. Ancestry and COVID have really increased the need for remote biological sample collection. The problem is the current collection devices are not easy to use. They have high failure rates and not everybody can use them. We want to take a look at what can we actually provide. We want to give innovative, reliable sample collection devices that will collect, transport, and protect and preserve your samples in an easy way that anybody, anywhere can collect a robust sample. We also want to be able to help laboratories that want to do multi-omic collection. These are new tests that laboratories want to look at the DNA, the RNA, as well as the proteins in a single sample. Our multi-omic Gen Swab is a collection device that collects a sample in 1 minute, transfers that sample onto a preservation card. That card will preserve that sample at room temperature for 24 years. Next year, I'll tell you 25 years. This is the technology we've been using in the forensics business for over 30 years. We're working with universities like the University of Wisconsin to implement these types of collection devices. We also have another collection device that will also collect a sample in about a minute. That will collect tons of DNA. I'm dropping my samples all over the place. Apologize. And that will actually inject into our patented swab saver device that will preserve that sample at room temperature on the way to the laboratory. When the laboratory gets it, they'll just remove the desiccating and they have a barcoded tube ready for automated processing at this point. So when we take a look at how these can be used, we have worked with lots of applications, including mass disasters. We are also looking at working with Mayo Clinic, as well as the Myriad Genetics and the folks at Zoetis. We need FDA clearance. So we're working to a process to get a multi-omic device process, working with the folks at RX Mapper in conjunction with Dr. Christopher Grilli at Mayo Clinic, as well as the University of Wisconsin. We also have the preliminary support from Dr. Thibodeau at the Mayo Biobank for the long-term preservation of samples. Our leadership team has helped us to become the fastest growing company in Wisconsin last year by ISO 5000 by producing almost 2 million COVID-19 collection kits. So in summary, Genteuri has got the game-changing multi-omic kind of card that has the right people, the right time, the right place for us to provide the protection, preservation, and the unlocking of genetic promise. Thank you.
Thank you for that update. Two questions. The first one is really a question of target. You have 4 different products that you're talking about here. What's the primary therapeutic indication you're going for? What's your primary indication? You're going, when you say multi-omic, do you mean across all disease areas?
Multi-omic is intake for DNA. So we can do, as I mentioned, about 24 years on DNA. On RNA, we currently do about 4 to 5 months, and protein we're working on at this point. Those would be intake using oral samples like I just showed, blood samples, and fecal samples.
So would your target then from a sales process standpoint be largely hospitals and hospital systems, or is there another group you're going after?
The genetic testing laboratories as a whole. So we're working closely with the like Mayo Clinic and as well as with Myriad. These are our absolute target laboratories who are looking to process large amount of genetic samples. So what's happening is a lot of the invasive collections is moving to non-invasive as the non-invasive genetic markers are becoming more available. And by having a more robust sample collection, that movement will happen even faster, because right now the failure rate's about 4 or 5%. When you're doing 100,000 samples a week, it doesn't sound like much, but redoing those samples costs a lot. Our failure rate, based on a Mayo study, showing that over 1 million samples had 0% failure rate.
How does the product compare in pricing with existing solutions?
Sorry, the microphone is fuzzy.
Sure. Pricing, how does it compare with existing solutions?
With what solution?
The price of your device, what are you hoping to get?
Sorry. What's he saying? Oh, existing solutions. Our biggest competitor is the SPIC device. Anybody done at Ancestry.com? Isn't that long? because you love spitting. And the issue with that is they're putting a preservative in there that will actually denature the protein. With ours, it's a holistic. So if you want to do precision medicine, your genetic information is only going to give you half the information you need. You want the proteins as well. We have the only device that will give you and preserve both the protein and the DNA at one time. So we are heads and shoulders above the competition. Additionally, when it comes to FDA, we are actually looking to get both the clinical as well as the home study in terms of sequencing and genotyping. The current devices that are FDA cleared only have it for genotyping at our home. So once we finish our study with the Mayo Clinic next year, we will have by far the most cleared FDA device.
Have you compared head to head with other existing indications as far as sample integrity?
Compared it to,
Head to head with other sample collection devices? I should
yes,
say.
we certainly have. And we are comparable from a functional. So if you're looking at the yield of DNA, the purity of the DNA, and what you can do with the downstream process, we're certainly in the top of that pile. Where we really shine is the ease of use by far, collecting a sample in a minute. By the desiccation method we use, you save a ton of money on shipping. I mean, you can ship our products around the world in an envelope.